Hey guys, the Riaya here. This is the follow-up video for my R9 390 graphics card in which I was overclocking. Now, I did get an overclock setting that it seems to be stable at now, though before I had to postpone the video because the original setting I had it at, after a week the thing decided to barf on itself. Like I said in the previous video, the original settings I had the card set at was plus 80 on the core and 300 on the memory. But after about a week, I started getting artifacting when I was like benchmarking in Tomb Raider and with a Final Fantasy 14. And well, Final Fantasy 14, if something starts acting up in your card, you're going to see it really fast because it starts acting up immediately in the benchmarking. So I really like 14 for that. I know sometimes maybe you have to wait a little while when I've used it in, say, Unigine Heaven. Though 3D Marks tends to show it up pretty quickly as well. So I switched the timings around. I switched the core to plus 60 instead, and I actually boosted the memory clock to plus 400, and it's working very stable, and I haven't had any issues with gaming and pushing with the benchmarkings and just letting it loop around and seeing what could possibly go wrong. So right now that's where it sits at. I mean, it's not a big improvement overall, of course. I wasn't expecting a huge improvement, but any improvement that you can get after getting a card is any improvement nonetheless. So at base, it's standing around where the general R9 390X is at, but of course the card itself doesn't have as many stream processors as the R9 390X, so don't confuse this as being as powerful as the R9 390X, because of course it obviously isn't. So for Tomb Raider, I got an extra 2 FPS from the base clock, so that's about a 5% for the minimum. And I actually got an extra 6 FPS on the clock for the maximum. So that's about between 8 and 10% increase in frames per second at 1440p. So, you know, that's not a gigantic improvement or anything, but any improvement is better than no improvement, as I said before. So I went over to Final Fantasy 14 to do the primary benchmarking. As you can see from the video, this video though was taken when the core was plus 80 and the memory was only plus 300. So this video recording itself, when you see the afterburner going, is not constructive towards where it actually is now as the core settings that I have it set up to now. But if you look at these photos here, this shows the difference in the actual score you get between stock processing and overclocking. So we're achieving about a 5% increase overall in performance on Final Fantasy 14 with the card overclocked. If you would like to actually see me just run through a benchmarking on Unigine Heaven or 3D Marks, just let me know and I will do that. I generally don't run those due to, again, there being specific synthetic benchmarkings, and usually both companies, NVIDIA and also AMD, push to, you know, push them as hard as you can for the highest possible numbers that you will possibly get for them, and they are not actual real-world present towards actual games that you play. So just let me know what you think about it, and I'll get something changed around. I'll try benchmarking something else, using I could use fraps or whatnot in a different game. So just let me know. But overall, I'd say that this pretty much just covers the rest of the overclocking for the R9, my R9 390 PowerColor that I won from the AMD sweepstakes. So if you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you don't like the video, you know what to do. Dislike it. Leave a comment below for any suggestions or criticism. And if you like what you see here, subscribe, and I hope you come back for more.